Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forged Lines Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing Noxus map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the west, ending with Team 2 in the east. Starting off with Team 1 southern player, then working our way northward, we have in Emerald Green, the UEF player of Failure. He is a 1700. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To his north, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, the Cybern of Aurelia, Light Pawn, Aurelia for short. They are a 1300 again, playing as the Cybern faction. To his northwest, we have in Seraphim as a Batman Gray Astro Shub. He is a 1400. To the north in Pac-Man Yellow is another Seraphim for Team 1. It is XXX AFK XXX or AFK for short. He is a 1300. And last but not least, in the northeast, we have the Sevi Crimson player of XXX or 6X for short. He is a UEF. He is a 1500. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Seraphim, 1 Cybern. Team 1 lacks the Aeon faction. Starting off with Team 2's northern player, this time they're working their way southward. We have in Stitch Blue Korn as a Cybern, as a 1500. He is the highest rated player on his team. To his south, we have in Imperial Gray Cantalolord? Kantar, I'm going to call him for sure. He is a Siren for this match as a 1400. To his southeast in the best color in all Supreme Commanderdom, it is Forest Green Boomstick Juice. He is a Seraphim for this match as a 1400. In Barbie Pink to his south, another Siren for Team 2. It is Big Mama Murder. She is a Siren for this match as a 1300. And last but not least, for Team 2, we have in Glow in the Dark Green Thoughtful Pony as a Cybern as well as a 1400. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 4 Cyberns and 1 Seraphim, which means they don't have UEF tech and Aeon tech, which means for the entirety of this game, there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the princess. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for 10 players on the map, let's take a look at how much curriculum they have to scoop up. Currently sitting at, drumroll, somebody please, 7,000 mass, which isn't, again, a terrible amount of mass. It's about 700, a little over that mass per player. A lot of it does reside in 2 major clumps here. There's one on the southeast, one in the northwest, firmly in the hands of both of our teams. I don't think there's going to be really any issues from the other team trying to steal some of that. I mean, they might try to, but it's going to be very unlikely. And in terms of the mechs layout here, we'll take a look at Team 2 side of the map. They have a Trimex position down here, another one, and another one, and another one. And are there any other Trimex positions or other groupings of mexes? Not really. This one's close-ish, but not as close as I would like it to be. So we'll say 4 quad mex positions with 1 offs in the middle, sort of. But really nothing to really fight over. I'd say the closest mexes to the middle are these ones on the edges, which, I mean, they're on the edge of the map. There's really going to be no fighting over them. There might be a little bit, but I highly doubt it. Let's take a look at where our players are headed off to in this game. Speed things up a little bit. We have Team 2, Thoughtful Pony, going up against Failure in the south. So a 1v1 here. It's going to look like a 2v1 here in favor of Team 2, that being Boomstick Juice and Big Mama Murder versus Team 1's Aurelia. A 1v1 in the north middle section of Astro versus Kantar. It is the Batman Gray versus the Imperial Gray. And then a 2v1 looks like in favor of Team 1, being 6X and AFK versus Team 2's Korn. So again, an even 2v1 in favor of Team 2, 2v1 in favor of Team 1, and 1v1 in the south. So pretty well matched up here. Looks like it might turn into a 3v2 if these players come any closer, but it looks like the first come-on-come action is going to occur between Thoughtful Pony and Failure. Failure, of course, going for all of his expansionary facilities to get some units on the field very, very quickly here. Thoughtful Pony just charging in with his commander, trying to force back Team 1 as much as possible early on, so he doesn't have to worry about trying to deal with an uphill battle later on. We do see the come-on-come action has occurred between Astro Shub and Kantar, actually. Looks like that was the Did he actually throw some shots? No, he didn't. So that is the first come-on-come action of the game here between those two gray players. And they are both, I was going to say they're both Cybran, but this one is Seraphim. So that wouldn't match up correctly. He's trying to go for his Trimax position, and Kantar is trying to deny him. Gun has been started in the north here for Corn. Again, this game's probably going to take a little bit of time to really get up and running in terms of the nasty com-on-com versus experimental versus T3 versus all the nonsense, just because it's a little bit sparse in the middle of the map, so players aren't trying to rush for it. They're playing a little bit more conservatively for the most part. We do see a couple of players, especially on Team 2, pushing the envelope a little bit, but we do see gun upgrades started here in the south for Big Mama Murder and Aurelia. We, of course, have a T2 upgrade for Boom in the back. So one offense, one defense. Love to see that. Seraphim and Cybran definitely playing into their strengths there, specifically because, of course, the T2 PD for these Cybrans are trash. Trash. Trash, trash. Not great. They're good against T1s. That's it. They are tickle cannons, as I have aptly named them. Gun has been started for Astral Shove, and AFK coming in to assist. Kantar might want to go for a gun upgrade sooner rather than later, because it is going to be a 2v1 with a gun upgrade, so it's really like a 3v1. It's not really going to go well for him if he doesn't decide to go for any sort of offense or defensive upgrades one way or the other. Stealth has been started for Corn in the north as well, so trying to, again, be a little bit more sneaky as the Cybrans are. And I think Kantar heard me through the ether and has started his gun upgrade. AFK pushes in, taking out a couple of Mantis. Again, not really worrisome here for either team. Just trying to, again, poke and prod at defenses. 23% already online, so that upgrade will finish pretty much before Astral Shove would finish, and then try to move in against his opponent there. So no real advantage one way or the other, but it is nice to have gun finished a little bit sooner than your opponent, just to have it just in case. In the south, it looks like things are kind of, interestingly enough, kind of rotating around here. Team 2's Thoughtful Pony almost moving in north, while Phalar moves in from the south, kind of this counterclockwise motion here. Looks like Thoughtful Pony and Phalar are going to trade some blows, possibly. But it is a UEF versus a Cybran, so 2,000 additional hit points for Phalar. He's going to be very, very happy to have that little advantage that he does have. Big Mama Murder's pushing in on this little southern edge of this little cliffside here. Now we see Aurelia does have gun and stealth on board, which means Big Mama Murder can't see them. She's, of course, trying to eke her way around, but I don't think Aurelia's going to just push the idea. Oh, maybe, maybe not. Again, it is a gun versus gun and stealth, so once vision occurs, no real advantage one way or the other. We have multiple engagements going on at the same time. Team 1's pushing in while Team 2 is pushing in, while Team 1 and Team 2 are having at it. So we're trying to zoom out right here to see these two engagements here. We have Corn pushing in from the east, of course, going after 6X, and we see Kantar, retreating as fast as possible. In the south, we have Thoughtful Pony versus Phalar just duking it out with the comms of Big Mama Murder and Aurelia moving in. But Big Mama Murder, she has a nice group of forces inbound, which could make this a very one-sided affair here shortly. 6X has fallen back and gone for an upgrade. Kantar is still holding on. AFK is in the high yellows, and Astro Shove is doing perfectly fine. Kantar is losing a lot of hit points very, very quickly. Needs to be very careful. And, of course, he's like, gun, comm, help, please, says Kantar, and he might get some help. It does look like it will come in a more delayed fashion from Corn moving in to go after the bases. But we do see that Big Mama Murder gets killed out by Aurelia there. It looks like she just took too much damage and therefore was the first eliminated of the game. Definitely hurts to be the first one gone. And in the south, it looks like these comms have kind of just settled their differences for now and decided to go part their way or whatever nonsense. We do see in this west, we see this huge push moving in. Team 2 is doing a lot of damage on Team 1's Eco. T2 Air online going for T3 here for AFK. He's really going to miss those T2, T1 mixes that he just lost there, so it's not going to be very, very nice for that upgrade speed, of course. We do see stealth has been started here for Kantar. He needs to go, of course, build stealth, then nano to get his nano on board. And still, comms are firing at one another. Still, neither of them going for upgrades. One veteran save versus one, so no advantage in that regard. But again, 10% more hit points means he's sitting at 2,200 hit 2,200 hit points more than his opponent instead of just the 2,000 that he, of course, originally was sitting at the base model. No upgrades, no special editions or gold editions or ultimate editions or whatever nonsense game devs are pushing out to get more money. We do see in the north a couple of units just kind of divvied off from the main group just to go after a couple of mexes. They don't get much done, but again, just trying to do as much as they can. Multiple groups of mexes are taken offline for both sides of the map. So mass incomes, I mean, a little bit favoring Team 1, but just barely. There's real no leader, and we do see that the eco has dropped, possibly power related by somebody. Nope, not really. Okay, well, looks like that's actual eco. More mexes being taken offline. I guess down here, yeah, more mexes being taken offline. But most of those units have been now eliminated from Team 2's coin. He did use that to his advantage in just cutting Team 1 out of a couple of mexes. T3 air is online. T2 land, T2 land, T2 land, T2 land. Are there no air players for Team 2? T2 air, T2 land, T2 land, T2 land, T2 land. There are no air. Ooh, that is not great for Team 2. Nobody has even gone for T2 air. Huge advantage for Team 1. If AFK notices that, that could be very, very useful and very deadly for Team 2. 6X getting a rank in veterancy at the last moment there. He's almost about to be blitzed down by all of these Mantis and the Calm, of course, but I don't think he's going to get out of there and get underneath the surface of the water. He's trying to, but those units are body blocking him, and there he goes. That is a dead commander. There's now a tied-up game at 4v4. Nano repair starting for these great players now on Team 2 side of the max, and tough opponent control K's in the water. Or not even in the water. You control K's down here. I don't know what that was about, but it goes from a tied game to a 4v3 in favor of Team 1 once again. Don't know why he control K'd there, but could have been disconnect, could have been anything. I didn't notice any pausing and unpausing, at least not that I noticed, so weird. Yeah, there's no message in chat about it. Anyway. And I think Team 2 has finally, of course, made a comment saying, hey, we need air, and Coin's going, well, I'll go air. That's perfectly fine. We don't see first bomber yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's building here pretty shortly. Is he just building ASFs? I think he's just building ASFs now, which is definitely a missed opportunity. Team 2 doesn't even have T2 air, but I guess T3 air is being started by Boomstick Juice as well, so there will be shortly 2 air players because Coin made a comment he'll go for T3 as well, unless that did change and somebody mentioned to somebody that, hey, you don't need to. Couple of PD creep going down here from Kantar, just buying himself some time to get that nano repair online, and Astro Shub's like, hey, can you just not do that so I can go for mine, please? Thank you. Tickle cannons on board these Rhinos, which aren't really tickle cannons on board. They're actually kind of beefier lasers versus the tickle cannons of the actual Cerberus PD variety. In the middle, we have Aurelia pushing in against Boomstick Juice. Of course, they have eliminated Big Mama Murder, so it doesn't really have to worry about another commander running around. And again, I don't know what Thoughtful Pony was doing with that Control K. I have no idea. But that's definitely a missed. No, he would have said something if he misclicked or something, so don't really know what that was about. Nano repair started here for Phala. Already has gun on board. Reinforcements from Aurelia pushing in southward. They could go for this base. T2 air coming online. T3 air. Everybody else on Team 2 has gone for T3 air. In this case, I would definitely say that Kantarlo doesn't really need to go for T3 air. Just needs to go for T2 land and push back all of these forces. We do see that Boomstick Juice tries to go for the kill here on Aurelia, but there's so many units nearby to the south. There's a decent amount of T2s in there. It's going to be close, I think, if/when she gets to her veteran, she, they, whim, wumbo, whatever, gets to her veterancy. That should be enough to stave off. Yeah, that's going to be enough to stave off. If it wasn't for that veterancy, it would have been close, but I think they're doing fine. We do see that Kantar has now pushed back Team 1 and has not been able to get more breeding room. Astro Shove has fallen into the mid-yellows, but he's at 2-star veterancy and doing pretty well for himself with some Oshis online. Of course, the worrisome here for Team 1 is this northern player of Corn getting pretty close to the air player's position. And again, it's the reverse situation here for Team 1 versus Team 2. But yeah, there's a T3 air facility being built now, but that's not already established to T3. Oh, I guess they're both building T3. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of the same thing at this point. But I think it's pretty close to 50% of the map for both teams. Instead of it being a straight vertical line, it's more of a slight angled line, which is, not that bad considering all the back and forth we've seen. Kantar, of course, going after Shub. Shub doesn't have any nano, so if Kantar can just hold out against all these Ilshis, it could be a kill here for Team 2, dropping it to a 3v3. Overcharge comes in, almost goes off that Ilshi. Nano has been completed here for AFK, going for gun. Interestingly enough, he went for nano, then gun, but I think he wanted to make sure he could be protected first and then gun. Definitely, I don't blame him there. T3 Air is online, producing engineers. But again, as I said earlier, I feel like land would have been more important here. Because, yes, it's mainly T2, but there's a gun comm with a nano on board with parashields and the like moving in. And that's a nice overcharge waiting to happen. T2 Tickle Cannons trying to help stave off this attack while rhinos are being spammed up as much as possible. Engineers hastily building as many PD emplacements as possible. And you might as well just spam out T1 bombers at this point. But it does look like Failer is running out of engineers, running out of units very quickly here. It's only going to come down to, will he keep his comm there long term? If he does, he could crack the base. But it looks like he's just going to take the loss. He's done some damage to it, but I don't think he's done significant damage to really warrant saying that was a victory. It was not a defeat, but it wasn't really a victory. It's kind of a stalemate. It looks like things are starting to slow down a little bit, especially in the northern half. Team 2's Corn just holding position. I do love the radar very far forward. You can see a lot of Team 1 side of the map, almost close to the T3 air facility. But you can at least see everything up here. And you can see a comm, which is always nice to have, just in case you want to snipe somebody. He has T3 air online. His teammate Boom has T3 air online. Of course, we saw T3 air is online. So again, everybody on Team 2 has T3 air. Team 1, I think, only has the one air player so far. Everybody else has gone for land. Yep, everybody else has gone for land. So that will eventually favor Team 2. While Team 2 was lacking in T3 air, they are now winning it. They just don't have a lot of ASFs on the board yet. Yet being the key word there. Nano and gun on AFK going after Corn's, not nano, but stealth and gun. Decent amount of pillars with some parashields to assist them in defensive operations. Overcharge goes wild south. Don't really know. Looks like he's going after that engineer, but kind of weird that it just kind of swung south that way. Astro Shub still holding position. Is that a... It's not a missile. Yeah, it's a missile. Getting some shields online to protect himself in the middle of the map. The Firebase wars are starting to emerge, at least for Team 1. A little bit for Team 2 in the north. And not much, a little bit down here for Team 2, but there's just a lot of moving parts here for a lot of players. There's no real stagnant lines, kind of stationary defenses. They're more mobile, which is, again, a benefit because if they're being fired at, you can pull them back or you can move them forward. The downside, of course, is you got to actually micro them and whatnot, and it's not as easy on the APM. Like how there's just a T3 engineer on the front line trying to reclaim and just gets destroyed for it. And now we see some spy planes coming out. The T2 land headquarters was gotten rid of? That's an interesting choice. I feel like with the opponent on your doorstep with T3 land, you would think that they would keep the facility at least for rhinos or something, but I guess not. I don't think it got controlled. It got destroyed. I think it got control K'd and scooped up for mass. Very weird. Anyway, I know he has a T3 land. I mean, I guess he does have a T3 land facility up here, which I guess is fair, but I mean, it's nice to have a backup just in case. I don't know. I don't know if there's some, like, it's better or not better to do that. I'm not an expert in the game. I've just casted it and just making a more tactical decision more than anything else rather than just trying to use the maths of the game and figure out, well, it's worth this amount of mass, we can get this amount of mass back, which means you can fund this project to do this, that, the other thing kind of thing. We do see Corn not underneath shield coverage. Don't like that, but he has a lot of units in front of him, so land isn't really going to work out for Team 1. I don't think they're really focusing on land at this point with all those ASFs flying around. Team 2 expanding their air grid in the north and not really expanding it in the east and not really expanding it in the south. So Corn has gone for the main air player, but there, of course, are efforts to go for air just in case. Advanced nano repair coming online here for a shove. Going to give him a chunk of hit points for survivability and the like. Team 1 sitting at 600, a little bit over mass per second. Team 2, 530, 540. We'll call it 600 to 530 just to make the math easier. 70 mass in favor of Team 1. Team 2, of course, is down 1 player versus Team 1, so it's a 4v3. 1 being 6x for Team 1, and then Big Bomba Murder and Doppelpony for Team 2. And let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 21 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Thank you so very much for watching to this point in the video. Of course, as always, I encourage you, if you've already watched pretty much halfway through, you might as well finish it because you got to know. You got to know who wins, all right? You just got to know. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And in the south, we do see that Phaler continuing to just hold this position, going for shield. So he's going for a very, very tanky UEF comm. I mean, he could have gone for Billy Nuke, which would probably been very beneficial and forced Team 2 to spend some mass on some TMD. But he just wants to make sure he's protected just in case, because we're seeing a lot of bricks, a lot of T3 units running around here for Boomstick, who's charging northwest. Wall sections established to curtail movement here from Team 2, and it technically curtails movement from Team 1 inversely as well. It's a matter of you curtail your opponent at the same time that you curtail yourself, or do you just deal with it? I feel like some players just deal with it and some players don't do that. Just don't build walls at all. In the south, Tickle Cannon's continuing to just pummel that commander. Again, regular nano, regular war regen, and the gun on board. Again, it's very hard to actually figure out if that's regular or not, just because those inner circle for the ore is the same as the nano one, and it's smaller and whatnot. It's hard to see the other two half or quarter circles not done, that sort of thing. But anyway, I just feel like the exterior circles, or 8 circles, whatever the heck they're called, would be very similar to the nano side of things. But anyway, we do see some units moving back and forth here between the commanders of Aurelia and Baylor. He's just sending his units back and forth to assist. That force got forced back. Team 1, of course, has access to Percy's, is what I mean. They have UEF. Team 2 does not, which is very, very nice to have. So Team 2 really needs to counter with some experimentals at some point. This is not looking good here. They can build the crab, they can build the monkey, they can build the chicken. That's it. Team 1, of course, has the Fat Boy, but I don't think Fat Boys are being built, at least at this point in the game. Yeah, no experimentals down here. Nothing down here. No, that's a shield. No experimentals for Team 2. Team 1, don't see anything yet. Possible artillery piece there. No experimentals. I mean, it is 25 minutes. Madison comes. I mean, a lot of players are on dual base, so I'm kind of surprised by nobody really going experimental now, especially all the Cyberns on Team 2. I guess half of them are dead now, but still, with all that easy monkey experimental nonsense, I'm surprised that no one's gone for you. Specifically down here, where you could just throw the monkey forward and most likely kill off Phaler, because he doesn't really have a lot of Percy's, if any, at this point. I don't see any grouping of Percy's. Nope, just a lot of PD and TMD back here. Is there no AA in this? Oh, there's one Percy. Okay, well, there's one there, but still, no AA in this mix. Very weird. Another radar system very far forward. Love to see that. I think it's just going to be a slow, drawn-out battle here between these southern players in the game. In the middle, Boomstick holding out, and Aurelia looks like might just be gunning straight down the middle here, or join up with Phaler and go south and just wipe and go straight north. Either play would work. It just depends on what the other player does in that arrangement. We're seeing Kantora send some units north here to assist with Corn's advancements. going for TMD, 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 and more TMD. Unfortunately for him, there are some demolishes, so it's artillery and missiles raining in, which you can't just zap an artillery shot out of the sky. I don't know because if it's just fast moving or there's immune or whatever the case may be, but I feel like an artillery shell could easily be blapped, especially because the missile is moving faster. But anyway, balancing issues, whatnot. But in the south, Aurelia looks like dropped some units off, and this is going to really hurt the southern side here for Kantar. I mean, this T3 air facility trying to be assisted as much as possible. Tickle cannons helping as much as well. But that Pigeon's going to go boom, boom. And there goes the shield. There goes the facility. Definitely should have kept that T2 land facility or something. The units really slow to the assist here. Another T3 facility going offline. If there's no engineers down here, it's going to be a couple of minutes before. I guess there's some T1s, but nothing much. I feel like taking up the T3 land facility would essentially neutralize any sort of new engineers coming online. There are some dotted around, but there's not that many. And it really forced Team 2 to really fall back, because even in this position, yeah, there's some PD built up, but again, they're tickle cannons. They don't do a lot of damage. I guess there was one loyalist in the mix, not only bricks, but we do see the remaining ones are being taken out. There are some E-storages that could easily be taken out as well. Looks like Baylor tries to push in, but just doesn't want to. He could easily wipe this position, but he doesn't want to take the huge losses, I think, that he would incur from all of those PD emplacements. And again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything. I know I dog on the Cerberus a lot, but again, they're good in their own scenarios. And we do see Aurelia with another group of units moving up. ASFs are like, no, Missile launchers inbound here from Team 1's Baylor. Couple of Cougars. Those transports are inbound. They got to drop now. Got to drop now. And those are 2 units each. That's got to hurt. Ooh. The first drop was successful. The second one, Team 2's, no, that's not going to happen. Missile outbound going for the max that is being rebuilt, I think is what I was going for. So it does not end up working, but of course it is severely depleted of a lot of stuff down there, so it's going to be a while before Team 2 can fully recover from that, at least Kantar at a minimum. We do see Astro Shot pushing in with his commander, full nano on board, as well as splash and gun. Going to run into a whole host of tickle cannons, and probably he's sitting at 43,000 hit points combined, or total, not combined. If he can break through the shielding pretty quick, it might be enough. He's taking a lot of hits. Is it warranted? I don't know. It does look like in the north, though, Team 2's Corn's position has been eradicated by artillery fire and missiles. Not a good day here for Team 2. I didn't see exactly what happened, but that's definitely not going to feel good there. Astro Shub still regenning. Now back up to 5. No, not up to 5-star veterans. He is up to 5-star veterans. But back up to pretty much full health at 250 hit points a second, because he's now at 5-star veterancy, 12,000 mass killed, and he just does not care. He's being tickled all day, not affecting him in one bit, not having a reaction. In the south, with an experimental backing them up, Aurelia pushes in with their commander. Commanders have not really left the front lines, very surprisingly enough. You see a lot of games where players are like, okay, it's 20, 25 minutes at the latest. I'm going to move my comm back, put it underneath shield coverage. Gunships inbound, ASF stacking up. Team 1's AFK. Oh, might engage the ASF's. Kantar going to get engaged as well, so Team 2 is going to win that fight. And the gunships still chewing through all of those 50,000 hit points. We do have some lightning tanks and some flak over here assisting the air fight, but unfortunately it's going to be close. I feel like there's a lot of flak in this mix. Astro Shove, dropping below 10,000 hit points. The gunships have now pretty much been eliminated. No issues there. And of course now we see the bricks moving in. Lots of Zui, lots of Ilshis. Of course the lightning tanks, a couple of Othams, but is it going to be enough? They're going to go for the comm. Definitely the smarter play there. And there he goes with the assist from Korn. That is a death. And the bricks survive. Look at that. All the units die. The bricks, at least some of them survive. And in the south, Team 1's Aurelia killed off by Boomstick Juice as well. So with the monkey, it was not enough. There was just so many bricks here, as evidenced by all the dead bodies over there. So Team 1 drops 2 comms back to back. Apologies for missing that death. It is now a yellow and green affair for Team 1 versus a blue, green, and gray affair for Team 2, making this a 3v2 in favor of Team 2. We flip-flop once again in who was winning the comms left alive game. In the north, we see that AFK is now in the water. He has nano, regen, and gun. Probably should switch up to at least advanced nano so we can get some chunky hit points there. And of course, we do see that Failure, excuse me. I want to say follow because again, the I and the L very similar. It's really hard to tell. I mean, you can, if you really look for it, you can see the little cut for the dot in the I. But I mean, it is very difficult because it doesn't help that as you zoom in, the name gets smaller. So it's really hard to really tell. And then of course, this is a little bit annoying because it's not, doesn't change size. But I mean, I can increase the size or whatnot. But I think, especially in a 6v6, this is a huge chunk of the screen that's just gone. I know you can see a little bit, but not much. So making it any bigger is no, I'm good. I am good on that front. Still missiles cramming down whatever they can. Of course, they are spearheads, so they pump out a lot of missiles at a time, but there's a lot of Team D. Crab being built here for Kantar, not going for monkey, so skipping the monkey phase here. He's building 2 crabs at the same time, surprisingly enough, and another group of bombers running around for Team 2. Looks like it's just interceptors, so nothing really of any consequence one way or the other. Team 2 has air control for the time being, but they have now lost the northern section as Team 1 just heavily pushes in. And again, Corn is sitting on a lot of the mass income here, sitting at 570, and Failure sitting at 700. Team 2, 1.1k, Team 1, 1.3k. So it really just shows, even though they've taken a hit and a hit after that, they have a long ways to just instantly die in Team 2's eyes, unless they just go for the snipe on Failure's commander and call it a day there. Ooh, that's not going to go well. He is building some flak. That's definitely the good response to the Whalers. And that is a lot of damage raining in on top of the commander. Parachute coming in, going to assist with some 3,000 temporary air quotes hit points. And I don't know if he's going to make it. Another one, and it needs to get to the main shielding. If you can get to that, he's going to make it. AA being built as fast as possible. Failure losing hit points. Is it going to be enough? Looks like the Whalers call it off. And then they go back and go, wait, no, let's go for him again anyway. Oh, it's going to be close. Parashield's going down. It's on and off. 200 hit points, and there he goes. Team 1 loses another player in this game at 32, almost 33 minutes on the dot. Great snipe there. It was a will they, won't they kind of scenario. The ASFs, of course, coming in to just try to shield a little bit. Gunships don't make it home, but that wasn't the goal anyways. Do you see experiments in the middle? It's just a little monkey here for Team 2's Kantar. Again, a little monkey can cause a lot of damage. Almost at 3-star veterancy now, being chased by some Othams and other units. Parashields aren't going to help with that. I think his main goal is the air facility, which he will get pretty close to, I will admit. T2 and T3 mexes are in danger as well. And the PD is definitely a nice call, but a little too late. Should have been building that since it crossed the main section of wall down there. Laser cannon is opening up again. The main goal should be the T3 air headquarters to take out production of more T3 units. Pigeon's going to open up, kill off that. There it is right there. Just target the thing. Oh, gets it. Nice grab there from Kantar. That's another air facility that's not going to feel good. Ooh, there goes the Pigeon. There goes everything. And there's one air facility remaining. That one's gone. Great monkey here from Team 2's Kantar. There is a nuke up here. Ooh, does he know about it, though, is the question. Well, I mean, he's going for it, so no. He's just going north. Oh, he's going to shift east. Oh, he's going to miss it. Oh, he's going to miss the nuke. Oh, he probably wouldn't have got it. It would have been close. He would have at least spotted it. But that is very, very good here for AFK. He lost his air group, but he kept his nuke. And Team 2 has one SMD not loaded, just built. No SMD. So that's an open nuke to go anywhere. The air grid would definitely be a good kind of revenge from that Mavor, or not Mavor, but the monkey earlier on. 2 gunships, says Phantom. Like, yeah, just send some gunships. Call it a day. 100,000 mass killed from that monkey. Team 1 bombers inbound. Gonna assist that a little bit. T2 PD trying to be built. That's not gonna be enough PD. Because more stuff is being killed off. Monkey is just incredibly paid for itself. That's a Omni. That would be nice to take off the board. There goes that. Man, that monkey has just done a lot of work. Lot of work. We do see this Fat Boy down here for Team 1, though. That could be very dangerous, especially for the Southern side. Southern side's been beat up a lot this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just gets wiped off the board at some point. But, of course, there is a crab down there, as well as there's a crab that was... Oh, it's almost done, I guess. Unless he sent another crab in before then. But the monkey is finally killed off after ages of being left alive. I'd say 125k mass for that monkey, even if he didn't reach it. I feel like that's definitely worth that. That is actually a different crab that was built. So that is the 3rd crab for Kantar. Corn builds an experimental. Did you build a land or air one? You built a land one. It is the crab. So lots of crabs for Team 2. But of course, that nuke, that could be enough. Team 2's in the lead for mass income, 1.4k versus 1.1. That monkey did a lot of damage. Fat Boy online in the north, so it's going to be Fat Boys on the edges of the map with a nuke close to the north versus crabs for Team 2. Range goes to Team 1. Hit points goes to Team 2. Survivability goes to Team 2. Versatility. They can both produce units, but one is a lot easier to produce. This has to like pop down an egg or whatever. The Fat Boy can just produce units on its back while it's moving. So I feel like that's the disadvantage there. I think from what I remember, I think I actually started casting before they made the change. But Fat Boys didn't used to be able to move and build. It was either build or move. But they kind of were like, well, it's a mobile factory, so the factory should be able to produce units. It could have been maybe a glitch or something that happened and they fixed it. I just remember that there was a comment way long time ago was saying, hey, the Fat Boys now produce units while moving. And I think I have a video that's like Fat Boys can produce units or something, whatever the thumbnail was. Crab goes in alone. Would not recommend with all of these bricks and the Perseus and the spearheads in the mix and all the parashields protecting them. Not really worth it. If you can kill off the Fat Boy, it would be worth it, but maybe wait for the 2nd crab to make it really worth it. Nuke is outbound. Okay, where's it going? Because this could be the single most important nuke of the game, and it does go for the air grid, and that is a dead air grid. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Lots of E-storage is being built by Corn. He just needs more power power reserves, essentially. He's just stacking power on power on power. He's leaking it. It's just going everywhere. It's like oil, but way worse. It's all electrical and whatnot. Here comes the nuke sailing over the top of that crab. Crab being bombarded by Fat Boy and missile fire. And a lot of units just kind of getting a nice AoE from that. Another experimental done for AFK. This is going to be a very, very good nuke here. There it goes. Boom! I was peeking my mic there a little bit. I could see there's like a flashing light on it. Anyway, that is a huge chunk. Almost all of it. A couple of air facilities still remain. 2 mechs is taken offline. Nothing great, but of course the air grid was the target. So essentially both teams are knocked out of air for the time being. Re-expansionary efforts for Team 1's AFK are going down. Team 2 still has some air facilities. At least this one over here, but it's really not being expanded upon from what I've seen. A chicken is now almost done here for Boomstick. Maybe he'll send that against the 2 Fat Boys now that are down here for AFK. There is a chicken over here as well. And just trying to go down the middle. Again, I feel like that's definitely a vulnerable spot for both teams, but specifically Team 1, since it's only AFK remaining. So it's really going to come down to, can he kill off a player or two? Because APM is going to take its toll on him as this game progresses. 38 minutes on the clock here. Gunships being eradicated. Looks like they went after possibly the Fat Boy, but the Fat Boy gets protected by ASF and AA. Lots of bouncers down here helping with the AA. So AA versus AA versus AA versus AA. A grab down here, trying to fire the best he can. He's actually tall enough to shoot over that little cliff there, which is very nice for him. Just barely enough. His course shots arc a little bit, if I can speak correctly. And we do see more mass and P-gens being built down there for some mass fab farming. One strat bomber was built though, so that's something. And looks like T2, T3 air facilities being upgraded to as we speak. Two Fat Boys continuing to push in, and more Fat Boys along the way. So that might be Team 1 strategy is just pummel the air and land and sea and the everything facilities. Team 1 bombers inbound. And that's not going to feel good for either the bombers or the Fat Boy, who should be fine from this one bombing. I think the shields will hold. Bricks moving in, taking a lot of that Fat Boy fire. We have a chicken trying to get out of range of this monkey whose laser's about to train in on said chicken. Chicken goes, okay, fine, I'll just meet you head on and call it a day. And there goes the 1, 2, 3 fire rate guns. Ooh, that's a direct hit. That's a dead... Oh! That's a dead chicken, but that's a dead monkey. And really, these Fat Boys are coming in to help Team 1 really keep back the land armies from Team 2. In the north, specifically, Team 1 continuing to push. Lots of PD being built here. Those Tickle Cannons doing the best they can. It's a game of fire rate, essentially, here between these two units. There's Optims inbound. Those are actually being targeted more than the Titans are. P-Gen's going to go down. Corn's going to come in and help. This could be the saving grace that Team 1 really, really needed. Of course, the air grid has been down for a while. Hazard's grid is still being expanded upon. And, of course, the nuke is still being loaded. Killed off 97,000 mass. That's a really, 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 really great nuke there. It would be an amazing, awesome god tier nuke if it was 100,000, but... Sorry to say, but it is not. Again, the YOLO doesn't count for that because anything that it fires essentially would be god tier because it's a YOLO. So that's all you need to know about that. We have the P-Gens going down here for for AFK. His power reserves, not great in terms of he started as an airplane, but he lost all of his air, so no, but he is not looking super great. Loses a couple more P-Gens. It's not a good day for him. He just needs to watch out and build more P-Gens as he loses some, or just get in some more SACs. Another nuke is outbound. And why are you building this many engineers? Why? Why? Why do you need all this? This is way too much. You're not even using it. I know the APM is eating you alive right now, but that is so many engineers. I always thought about doing a challenge in a campaign mission of doing only engineers and Sparkies. I'd have to play as the UEF to really make it worth it, but I'm not doing that. There are definitely some missions on hard that would just be nigh on impossible if you did just engineers. Specifically thinking about, obviously, the Black Sun mission would be pretty much impossible. And there's specifically that mission for the Aeon where I had to reduce the difficulty just to do it because it was so annoying. Laser going after Kantar's comm, that's gotta hurt. 2 crabs being built at the same time, that's never a good idea. And Optim's coming in, gonna wreck shop of that. Fat Boy's just pummeling this position. Corn is spared, but his teammate is not. The nuke should be outbound shortly, or it's not loaded as of yet. I thought it was loaded. Team 1 bombers inbound. All these engineers running away from this crab. And there's 2 crabs in between all of these engineers. And they're being relatively ignored. T2PD being spammed up to assist, but remember when I was talking about how that power reserve might be not great? Looks like he's fixed it a little bit, but the P-Gens are offline. Don't know why they only targeted P-Gens though. Very interesting game so far here in the 43-minute mark. Team 2, of course, has 3 players remaining. Kantar almost got eliminated by a satellite up top here from AFK. Where is that satellite? Is it up here to the north? I would figure it. Yeah, it's up here. The second one is coming online here shortly. Bricks running around. And again, it's just holes everywhere for both teams. Both teams are not affected or not unaffected one way or the other. And those P-Gens are down. And that's really going to hurt AFK's ability to pump out mass. Now he's back up to the 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 range. Fat Boy is walking right, or trundling, I should say, right into its death, so that's not great for him. And those PD that are right here, not in range. So Ravagers probably would have been better to build, but they take longer, so that's fair. That Fat Boy is gone. There's still a Fat Boy down here, and I think... Where those other Fat Boys go? Did they fall back? Oh, they're back there. Okay. Laser over top. Looks like it's going after Boomstick Juice's position. And Kantar is still being chased down by those offense. He just cannot get away. Chicken misses the shot. Kantar is in the red. He could be sniped by that laser. One more burst, I think, should be enough. He gets the shield online. Ooh, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Can he get the second one online? Oh, he takes a hit. He's going to build another one. I think 3 should be enough. Ooh, that is very, very close. So there's no SMD still. 44 minutes on the clock. No SMDs. That's the next target. Oh, no. Excuse me. There is an SMD. It is loaded. I will apologize. I thought there was an SMD. That has no SMD. That's a good target to take out. But that's more production facilities for bricks and stuff. There's not even a lot of PGens down here. Just a couple of them. That's, again, another host of engineers just sitting there hanging out. I mean, you need build power, but you actually need to use the build power to have the build power to spend the mass. There was just so many engineers there. Just so many. Expansionary efforts. Looks like it's going to go for maybe engineers to scoop up reclaim. T1 bombers almost dealt with these 2 crabs, but it's kind of a losing battle in this case. Repping up 125 hit points for each. 100,000, 110,000 mass killed for each of them. So 20,000 mass plus that monkey 3 plus 100,000 mass. I'd say there's probably 500,000 mass wrapped up in experimental kills for Cantalar alone. In terms of total mass accrued, Team 2, 2.2 million, Team 1, 2.08 million, so let's say 2.1. So 100,000 mass in favor of Team 2. Team 2, 1.5k versus 742 and slowly falling. That's possibly power related. No, that's not. Oh no, it is. That is power related. So there goes that power reserve I was talking about earlier on. Oh, and AFK had a good thing going. He was punching against Korn. He was going after Kantar. He's lost his entire southern half. There's a couple of facilities still online, but still, he does have a group of units, but they're now being intercepted by 2 chickens. So now Team 1's units coming from the east, Team 2's units coming from the west. That's a nice little role reversal there. The shields are offline for the Fat Boy. Even if they were online, wasn't going to help anyways. T3 mexes for satellite, says Aurelia, possibly trying to say, hey, snipe some T3 mexes. Yeah, snipe some T3 mexes. Nuke is online, is loaded, and has 2 satellites, and is just pumping out the Fat Boys. He's going to win it by Fat Boys or die trying, essentially. There are 2 Fat Boys here, 2 crabs intercepting. Those Fat Boys might not get out of dodge. They're pummeling the first of those 2 crabs. Lots of triple cannons online. Corrin did not get his air grid back online. Got it destroyed again. And now we see just the missiles raining in. There goes that first crab. All the attention now has to be thrown on that second crab. Once the second crab is down, then I think this base should be malleable enough for Team 1 to break through. But that one is not being targeted, and that Fat Boy is going to go down. Not a good day. It looks like there was some Gunther fire as well. Looks like they're building some more PD. Where's that Gunther? I just see lasers. That's all I see is lasers. Again, like I said, PD in terms of the Cybern faction, not great. PD in terms of a bunch of them together, really good. Again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything. And those megas are still running around. This one is finally in the red.
Strategic launch detected.
And there goes a nuke. Now, does it go for a kill on a comm? Does it go for a base? Does it go for units? What does it go for? It looks like it's going for this position down here. Why are there 2? Why? I mean, I like the fact that there's a backup Omni, but they're right next to one another. It doesn't do anything. At least having a Team 1 backup radar is nice. You don't need 2 Omnis right next to one another. It's over for 70%. I mean, I get they have air, but you could go for Awasa Bomber. That would be, I think, a lot better. My opinion, of course. Nothing in there in terms of favoritism or anything. Anyway, there goes an SMD being built too late for their kaboom. Takes out the Omnis, takes out the other radar. It doesn't really take out much. I mean, it's mostly PD and TMD, a couple of mexes and a TP land headquarters, but nothing much. We do see just the host of Silence moving in, and it's going to slowly eat away at all this. There are a couple of options to back them up, but there's not that much. Missiles and artillery still raining in from Team 1's AFK to Korn's position, and he's had to fall back a lot, but you can see everything has been killed off here, and there's another chicken inbound. That last chicken's going to be enough to finish off those units from Team 1. And here comes 2 chickens and 2 crabs straight down from the south. Fat boy, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy, fat boy. Build all the fat boys. And another satellite's being built. I'm surprised no one tried to start a game ender, but I feel like this game doesn't. I mean, every game is nice to see a game ender try to be built or be built or whatever, but it doesn't all not qualify, but require one. It's just one of those things. Bug is inbound going after the rest of those Selens. T1 bombers going after some engineers going for PD. Chickens are inbound. The fat boys are trying to force them back. That chicken is probably just going to suicide on top of that air grid. It's going to get close. It does not get the P-Gem, but I think the Iron Storm will clip it. There's this crab down here, this crab down here. 186, 138. There goes the Ion Storm. Is it in range of the P-Gens? Yes, it is. But it's being very unlucky for Team 2. There goes that crab. That crab is down. The chicken going straight for the Fat Boy production. Another Fat Boy online. That is just so many Fat Boys. So many ice cream sandwiches being built. So many. Crab now coming into range. Why isn't that crab firing? It is definitely... Why are you not firing? Oh, it's too late now. The crab is going to die. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. There goes the chicken. It was one Fat Boy that went down. Those look like it killed off a couple of those air facilities. Iron Storm activates. Engineers, don't walk right back into it. That's not a great idea. I like how all the engineers are trying to build the Fat Boys. The Iron Storm's like, no, 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 no. Don't do that. That's bad. Don't do that. And I do think it's all going to come down to if Team 2 can crack the Fat Boy pressure. I feel like Air is going to easily do that. Is he going to go for a snipe? Is that what he's doing? Does he know that he's in the water up there? I mean, possibly. He's building torp bombers, so that is a definite possibility. There is an avenue where he goes all the way to the south here, or even in the middle, just goes cut north. Looks like the P-Gen situation's back online, but how is the... all the reserves are really good, so nothing too worrisome. But, of course, the bricks are inbound. Once again, another attack from Team 2. Like I said, I think it just came down to Korn was doing very, very well in multiple fronts and then just collapsed everywhere. I think it just came down to APM. Chicken charging the front door over here to the east. That one will die, but all these bricks are the main concern. Lots of brick fire inbound. Fat Boy fire trying to slow this down. But the bricks, even though they are bricks and they do move slow, they still move fast enough. 51 minutes on the clock here, almost 52. And it's not looking good. If the nuke goes down, it's not the end of the world here for AFK. He still has some stuff in his pocket. But if his satellites go down on top of that, that's game right there. Oh, P-Gens. That's not good. Don't want to lose all those P-Gens. A being built for some reason. Not PD. That's kind of weird. Oh, more PD, more PD. Oh, there go 1. There go 2. There go 3. There go 4. Kills off all the P-Gen, that PD that was just built. There's another P-Gen right here. There's that P-Gen. Bricks are starting to get a little sparse, but they're killing off a lot of the power. And if you don't have power for shields, the Fat Boys become essentially 2/3 weaker. I think they're just going to go for the nuke and call it a day. The nuke, you did launch the nuke. You did kill stuff off, but that third nuke is not going to happen. There it goes. Kills off the nuke. They're going to target, I guess, all the PG, or the PGs, the PD. A couple of T1 bombers over here kill off the rest of those P-Gens. The brick's still being stopped. There goes another P-Gen. That brick is down. And they're going after all the engineers. And it's just a slow erosion. There's more bricks over here. There's more bricks over here. And it's just a not great time here for Team 1's AFK. Again, I will say he did a very, very, very good job. Of course, Team 2 spots him in the water. And hey, there's a comm over there. What else could be in the water at that point? And there go the bombers. That's kind of what I figured he was doing. And that's a dead commander. AFK, are you just going to teleport out? See you good. That was a really close game. It was a really, really close game, I will admit. And oh, did all those torps miss? Oh no, they hit. Actually, well, no. I think some of them missed. There was a lot more fire than what was actually hitting that comm. It looks like some of it maybe hit the environment, but that's a lot of torpedoes. And there he goes. That is the last commander of Team 1, which means Team 2 wins the game at 53 minutes and 57 seconds, making this a Team 2 victory. MVPs for me, I think Kantar did a very good job. That monkey that came in was brutal. It was very, very bad for Team 1. Of course, Team 1 countered with their own nuke and took out the air grid for Corn, but then the crabs came in and just stomped everything down here and then just went full north. They survived a long time. Even if Corn's position had been destroyed, it would have been a while before they got down here. And even if those satellites took out Kantar, we still had 2 other players on Team 2 to take up the slack. So at that point in the game, it went down to just assassination for, of course, Team 2 to kill off 1 player on Team 1. And Team 1's AFK, that was essentially at that point, the goal is just kill off all the comms and you're going to win that game. But that is the game here, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much for watching to the very end of this video, and I will see all of you in the next one.